So you're thinking about hiring a Ubiquiti developer, which is awesome.
Yeah.
But finding the right one, well, it can be a little bit overwhelming.
It can be a challenge for sure.
But don't worry, we've got you covered. Before we really dive into all the details, I have a quick pro tip for you. Head over to theperfectdeveloper.com and try their 5 questions tool. It's a super fast way to zero in on exactly what type of developer you need for your particular project. Seriously, it only takes a couple of minutes, and it can save you a ton of time and headaches down the road.
Absolutely. It's a fantastic starting point to really get clarity on what your project needs are and to make sure that you're matched with the right developers.
Now, let's demystify these Ubiquiti developers a little bit.
Yeah.
What exactly is a Ubiquiti developer anyway? What do they actually do?
A Ubiquiti developer is a specialist who designs, builds, and manages networks using Ubiquiti's equipment and software. So think routers, switches, wireless access points, all the behind-the-scenes tech that keeps your business connected. And they're experts in the Ubiquiti ecosystem, working with platforms like Unify, EdgeMax, and UISP. So imagine them as the architects, the construction crew, and the maintenance team for your network, all rolled into one.
Okay, that makes sense. But what makes them different from any other network developer? Why go with a Ubiquiti specialist?
That's a great question. And what sets Ubiquiti developers apart is their deep knowledge of this specific ecosystem. You see, Ubiquiti is known for delivering enterprise-grade solutions that are also really cost-effective, especially compared to some of the bigger players in the market. And this is partly because their unified software platform streamlines a lot of the setup and management, which saves time and money.
So you get the power and reliability of big enterprise solutions without that enterprise-level price tag.
Exactly. And here's another key advantage: scalability. Ubiquiti developers excel at building networks that can easily grow with your business, plus they can set it up so you can manage everything remotely, which is super handy if you have multiple locations or a team working from all over the place.
So it's like having a super flexible network
Yeah.
that can adapt as your business grows, and you can control it from anywhere.
You got it. That's a huge benefit for businesses of all sizes.
Now, you mentioned cost effectiveness,
Hmm.
but are there any downsides to using Ubiquiti? Would it be a good fit for any business? Or are there specific situations where it might not be the best choice?
That's a good question. You always want to consider your specific needs, right? While Ubiquiti is a great option for many businesses, it might not be the best fit for everyone. For example, if you require very specialized features or integrations that are outside of Ubiquiti's ecosystem, then it might make sense to consider alternatives. However, for a vast majority of businesses, particularly small to medium enterprises, Ubiquiti offers a fantastic balance of performance, affordability, and ease of use.
Got it. So it's all about choosing the right tool for the job. Now, what about the skills? What should we be looking for when hiring a Ubiquiti developer?
Well, you want someone with a strong foundation in networking. That's a given. They need to understand how networks work, how devices communicate, and all those essential protocols, things like TCP/IP, which governs how data is transmitted online, or DHCP, which automatically assigns IP addresses to devices on your network. It's not just about knowing the acronyms. They need to know how to apply that knowledge to solve real-world problems.
So we're looking for a problem solver, not just a technical dictionary.
Absolutely.
What else is important?
Hands-on experience with Ubiquiti products is a must. Look for someone who's worked with Unify, EdgeMax, and other Ubiquiti platforms. Certifications are always a plus. They demonstrate a commitment to professional development and staying up to date with the latest technologies.
So experience, certifications, anything else?
Communication skills. They need to be able to explain technical stuff clearly to your team, to you, even if you're not a tech expert. And theperfectdeveloper.com has a wealth of information on all these essential skills, so it's a great resource to check out.
Okay, so we're looking for someone tech-savvy who can explain things in plain English and has real-world experience with Ubiquiti products. Got it. Now here's the big question. In-house or outsource? Local or overseas? What are the pros and cons of each option?
Well, that's where it gets a bit trickier. And the best approach really depends on your specific needs and budget. Hiring in-house gives you a dedicated team member, but it can be more expensive, especially in terms of salary and benefits. Outsourcing, on the other hand, can be more budget-friendly, especially if you need help on a project basis. But managing remote teams and communication can be challenging.
So a lot to think about. How can we decide which route is best for us?
I mean, theperfectdeveloper.com is a fantastic resource for this. They have a global network of both in-house and outsourced developers who have been vetted, so you can be confident in their skills and experience. They can guide you through the pros and cons of each option and help you make the right choice for your specific situation.
That's helpful to know. Now let's say we have a stack of applications. How do we really know if someone has the skills to pay the bills?
Okay, first check the certifications. Ubiquiti has its own set of certifications, so look for those specifically. Then don't be afraid to ask for work samples or even a demo. Seeing their past work is a great way to gauge their skills. Also, look for real-world experience. Case studies, portfolios, projects they've handled in the past. All of these can give you valuable
It's
insights.
like being a detective. But for developers,
Exactly. And during interviews, ask scenario-based questions. Get them talking about how they'd approach specific challenges, how they'd troubleshoot issues, and how they'd work with your team. ThePerfectDeveloper.com can help with this too, providing you with insightful interview questions to assess their technical abilities and problem-solving skills.
so we need to do our homework, ask the right questions, and really get to know their approach. Now, before we move on to some of the potential challenges in hiring a Ubiquiti developer, I want to circle back to theperfectdeveloper.com and their 5 questions tool. You mentioned it earlier, but I want to highlight it again.
It's such a valuable resource. If you haven't already, take a few minutes to go through the 5 questions on their website. It'll help you clarify your project needs, your budget, and even the type of working relationship you're looking for. This can save you so much time and energy when searching for the perfect Ubiquiti developer.
It's like having a roadmap for your entire hiring journey.
Exactly.
So challenges. What are some of the potential bumps in the road we might encounter when hiring a Ubiquiti developer?
Well, one of the biggest hurdles is verifying skills. There are a lot of people out there who claim to be ubiquiting experts, but you want to make sure they have the goods to back it up.
How can we avoid getting fooled by someone who's all talk and no action?
That's where thorough vetting comes in. Ask for work samples, check references, and really dig into their experience. ThePerfectDeveloper.com can be a huge help here. They pre-screen developers and provide detailed profiles so you don't have to start from scratch.
That definitely takes some of the pressure off. So skill verification is one challenge. What else?
Ubiquiti developers are in high demand, so recruitment can be competitive. You might need to be prepared to offer a competitive salary and benefits package to attract top talent.
It's a good problem to have, I guess,
Yeah.
but still a problem.
Right. And if you're going the outsourcing route, managing remote teams and dealing with time zone differences can be tricky. That's where clear communication and good project management tools come in.
So being organized and proactive is key. Okay, we've covered a lot of ground here. We've talked about what Ubiquiti developers are, why they're so valuable, what skills to look for, and even some of the challenges involved in hiring them. What's next?
Let's talk about onboarding. You found your rockstar developer. Now, how do you set them up for success?
That's a great segue into part 2 of our deep dive, where we'll cover onboarding, network security considerations, and even some tips for retaining your awesome Ubiquiti developer.
Sounds good. Onboarding a new Ubiquiti developer, it's kind of like welcoming a new member to your team. You want to make sure they feel comfortable, have everything they need, and can hit the ground running. Think of it as setting them up for success right from the start.
So it's more than just handing them a laptop and saying, go build us a network, right?
Exactly. You want to make sure they have a clear understanding of your network infrastructure, your business goals, and your expectations for the role. Provide them with all the necessary documentation, access to your systems, and introduce them to key team members. A well-structured onboarding process can make a huge difference in their productivity and job satisfaction.
Okay, that makes sense. So documentation, access, introductions. What else can we do to make that onboarding process smooth and effective?
Communication is key. Establish clear communication channels from the start, whether it's through regular meetings, project management tools, or instant messaging platforms. Make sure they know who to go to for questions, support, and feedback. And don't forget about those regular check-ins. They're essential for staying on track, identifying any potential roadblocks, and providing ongoing support.
It's like building a strong foundation
Mm-hmm.
for a successful working relationship. Now, you mentioned network security earlier, and I know that's a top concern for businesses these days. How can a Ubiquiti developer help us strengthen our network security?
Well, security should always be a top priority when designing and managing any network. Ubiquiti developers are well-versed in the latest security best practices and can implement a variety of measures to protect your network from threats. They can set up firewalls to control incoming and outgoing network traffic. configure strong passwords and access controls to limit who can access sensitive data, and even implement virtual LANs or VLANs to segment your network and isolate different types of traffic.
Okay. I'm going to need a quick explanation on those VLANs. It sounds pretty
Well,
technical.
sure. Think of VLANs as virtual fences within your network. They allow you to separate different types of traffic, like guest Wi-Fi from your internal business network. This not only improves security by isolating potentially risky traffic, but also boosts performance by reducing congestion and streamlining data flow. It's like creating dedicated lanes on a highway to keep things moving smoothly.
So it's all about creating a secure and efficient network environment. Now let's say we've successfully hired a talented Ubiquiti developer, and they're doing an amazing job. How do we make sure they stick around for the long haul? I mean, we don't want to go through this whole hiring process again anytime soon, right?
Yeah, retention is crucial. Happy developers are productive developers, and productive developers are valuable assets to any business. To keep them engaged and motivated, offer a competitive salary that reflects their expertise and experience. Remember, they're in high demand, so don't undervalue their skills.
So it's about more than just a paycheck.
Absolutely. Provide opportunities for professional development. Maybe they'd be interested in attending a Ubiquiti training course or a networking conference. This shows that you're invested in their growth and helps them stay at the forefront of their field. And most importantly, foster a positive and supportive work environment where they feel valued, respected, and challenged.
It's all about creating a workplace where they can thrive, both professionally and personally. Now, before we wrap up this deep dive into the world of Ubiquiti developers, I want to highlight one more time the incredible resource that is theperfectdeveloper.com. They've been an invaluable guide throughout this entire conversation, providing insights and support at every step of the hiring journey.
They truly are a one-stop shop for finding and hiring top-notch developers. Their platform streamlines the entire process, from defining your project needs to connecting you with the perfect candidates, whether you're looking for freelancers, in-house developers, or even specialized teams.
And let's not forget their 5 questions tool, which has been a recurring theme throughout our discussion. It's such a simple yet powerful way to get clarity on your project requirements and narrow down your search for the ideal Ubiquiti developer.
I highly recommend checking it out. It's a quick and easy way to get started on the right foot.
Absolutely. They can really transform your network infrastructure, making it more robust, secure, and future-proof.
Absolutely. Finding the right Ubiquiti developer is an investment that can pay off in a big way.
And don't forget, theperfectdeveloper.com can help you find that perfect match. They have a global network of vetted developers with a wide range of skills and experience.
It's like having a personal recruiter who really understands the nuances of Ubiquiti development.
Exactly. And their 5 questions tool can be incredibly helpful in refining your search and guiding you towards the ideal candidates.
It's a great starting point for any business looking to hire a Ubiquiti developer.
All right, folks. That wraps up our mini deep dive into the world of Ubiquiti developers. We've covered a lot of ground today, but remember, this is just a starting point. ThePerfectDeveloper.com has a wealth of resources to help you continue your exploration.
And as always, don't hesitate to reach out to them if you have any questions or need further guidance.
Until next time, happy networking.